everyone, welcome to the QuesterMage and welcome to today's video about games that are still version 1.0 on Nintendo Switch that you can buy at retail. One of the things that I have noticed for Nintendo Switch is that there are a lot of games, and some of these games do have physical retail editions, which is what I predominantly try to buy. But in doing so, we do notice that most games actually get updated as soon as you put the game into the Nintendo Switch, even if we have the physical edition. Not something I like. I think that games should be complete in box, but hey, that's just what we have. So again, today I want to go through games that have actually surprised me and stayed at version 1.0, even though some of them have been out for quite a long time. So let's take a look at my list of games that actually are complete in box as of making this video. So if these games do get updated later on and they're no longer version 1.0, as of making this video, they were. So let's take a look at the first game in our list. So the first game is Assassin's Creed The Rebel Collection. Now this collection does comprise of two games. We have Assassin's Creed 4 Black Flag and, wait a minute, I'm gonna have to check the other one, I don't actually get around to playing it, and Assassin's Creed Rogue. Now this double pack does include Assassin's Creed 4 Black Flag in the box, and Assassin's Creed Rogue unfortunately is a download code only. So I am including this in this list because, as you can see, Assassin's Creed 4 Black Flag is indeed still at version 1.0. So the version you're getting in the box is indeed the complete version, which is great. Now moving on to the next game in our list, and that is Battle Axe by Namco Games. Now this game is, as you're seeing here in the background, an arcade inspired game. I really like this game, haven't got to the end yet, and I have seen online that people say that this game does not take long to complete, but again, most arcade games were like that, at least in my experience, so I don't see the problem there. But this game is indeed still version 1.0 out of the box. Now worth mentioning is my physical version of Battle Axe is this one, the Bitmap Bureau Collection. So if you do get Battle Axe by itself in a physical box, I'm assuming that's still version 1.0, but I can't say that for sure. What I can say for sure is the version of Battle Axe in the Bitmap Bureau Collection is still version 1.0, so literally complete in box. I also saw online a while ago that Battle Axe was supposed to get some sort of update, which is similar to the update that this developer made for Final Vendetta. They were going to change some stuff in terms of the difficulty, I think, and add stuff to the game. Nowhere to be seen, so as of yet, version 1.0, but this one might change with time. Next would be CastleVania Advanced Collection. This also surprised me that it's still version 1.0. No updates yet for this collection, and hopefully it kind of stays that way because I like having games complete in box. Now inside the physical box, you will get Castlevania Circle of the Moon, Harmony of Dissonance, Aria of Sorrow, and Castlevania Dracula X. So this is a very good collection of Castlevania games, still version 1.0 out of the box, which I'm very, very happy with. Then there's Crash Bandicoot Insane Trilogy. What a great collection to have, still in version 1. Yes, it has not been updated. Super surprised and happy to see that all three Crash Bandicoot games are here, all in the box. Next we have a couple of DarkSiders games. So we have DarkSiders WarMastered Edition, which is the first game in this franchise, and I absolutely love this game. It's a very, very fun game to play. This Nintendo Switch version does play pretty well, and we have a performance mode and graphics mode, which I like to have that sort of option, and still version 1.0, no updates needed, all in the box. The next one is DarkSiders 2 Deathinitive Edition. Also complete in the box. This game, when you play it, you do find that there are frame rate issues later on, but still a fun game to play on the Nintendo Switch, and it just continues the series of DarkSiders. Version 1.0 in the box. Great. Then there's Dragon Quest Builders, a very good game within the Dragon Quest series, but here you're predominantly building as the name suggests. Super fun to play, really like how this runs on Nintendo Switch, and it is, again, complete in box, version 1.0, very nice to know. Next is EverSpace, and here we have a space-based roguelike. Another game that I like on Nintendo Switch. Controls are a little bit clunky here, but you do get used to them, but it will take some time. Complete in box, so thumbs up if you are a physical retail collector. collector. Then there's Kirby and the Forgotten Land, didn't come out too long ago as of the making of this video, very nice to know, complete in the box. Then there's Luigi's Mansion 2 HD, also version 1.0, complete in the box, which is really nice to see. Now the next two games are part of one collection, and I really like this collection, and I don't see it talked about much online, and that's the Metro Redux. Now Metro Redux for Nintendo Switch does include both games in the Metro series up to the point of this being available for Switch, and that's Metro 2033 and Metro Last Light. These two games being available on Nintendo Switch was very surprising to me, and more surprising than that, both games complete on card, no updates needed. That really surprised me when I first bought this collection, and it still surprises me today. These two games did not need any update, they were just made complete, put into a box by Deep Silver and 4A Games, and here we have what I think some of the best looking games for Nintendo Switch. Stylistically it's a little bit darker, but I do think when you see these games running, and hopefully you can see that here in the background, these games look great. So nice to see again, complete in the box, two games in one collection. Metroid Prime Remastered is next, also hasn't been out for too long, very nice to know, complete in the box. If you're a Metroid Prime fan, why not pick this up for Nintendo Switch? If you're not a Metroid Prime fan, why not pick this up for Nintendo Switch? I think this is a pretty competent shooter, have a Let's Play on the channel, very fun game, didn't complete that Let's Play, but continue to play the game after. Nice to know, complete in box. Next is Namco Museum Arcade Pack. Great to see that arcade games have a bit of love in this list. Several games included in this collection from Splatterhouse, Rolling Thunder, Sky Kid, Galaga, Dig Dug, Pac-Man, and you also have Pac-Man Championship Edition 2 Plus, I think. That is also included, so you have the arcade games and you also have a newer game. I really like this collection for Nintendo Switch because it's one of those that you can flip all the graphics into vertical mode, whether you're playing the Switch in handheld or in docked mode. And they actually have made the menus so that when you go into vertical mode, it's a vertical menu. So it's really nice to see developers and publishers putting money and time into making these games playable completely, whether they're in vertical mode or horizontal mode. Really nice to see. All these games complete in box. Again, very good arcade collection for the Nintendo Switch with very good arcade classic games on here. Next is, let me try and get this right, NeoGeo Pocket Color Selection Volume 2. Yes, that is the complete title of this game. So as the name indicates, this is the second volume of a two-game series which houses various NeoGeo Pocket Color games. On Nintendo Switch, these play really well, whether you're talking about the first game or the second one. But the second one is in this list because, once again, all these games are on the card with no updates necessary. Is this collection better than the first one? Probably not, but still a good collection nonetheless. Now, we didn't actually get a regular retail edition of this in the PAL region, which is a very big shame, and companies should really stop doing that. And if you want to see more videos about that, I have various on the channel, including my last one from last week. Please do take a look at that as well. And you can use a touchscreen to play the games as if you're holding the NeoGeo Pocket, which I think is a nice little feature. Not the best way to control it, but just awesome to actually use the Switch tablet as if it's a NeoGeo Pocket controller. Really nice little feature, which I don't think gets mentioned enough. But if you do get it, all the games, version 1 on the card, which is awesome. Next is new and tasty Oddworld Abe's Odyssey, or as I call it, Oddworld Abe's Odyssey, new and tasty. Bit weird that they flipped around the title there. Also complete in box. This remake of a beloved game from the PlayStation era has been remade, is on Nintendo Switch. Like I said, complete in box, which is fantastic. Still version 1.0, no updates needed. Red Faction Guerilla Re-mars-tered edition. See what they done there? I'm one of the few people that actually like these puns in these titles. I really like it. Now, Red Faction Guerilla is a really good game, I really enjoy playing it, and on the Nintendo Switch, still version 1.0, obviously part of this list, and didn't need any updates, which is great for game preservation. Now, unfortunately, I think this game actually should have got an update, and that's to do with the way they implemented gyro controls. Now, the first thing I want to say is well done for implementing gyro controls at all. I really like using gyro to control these types of games. Unfortunately though, here in Red Faction Guerilla Remastered, the gyro controls are set to on or off. So when you set the gyro controls to on, they're just on all the time, no matter what you're doing. You can be running around and not using the aiming or anything, and the camera just moves everywhere. So if you're trying to show this game to someone that gets motion sickness, not a good idea. If you get motion sickness, not a good idea. You might want to turn gyro controls off. But again, like I'm saying, I think this game should have, and I think still should, get an update to fix this, and the way I would suggest is to still obviously have gyro controls, but these would only be activated when you press the button to aim, much like The Legend of Zelda done in Breath of the Wild, for example. And unfortunately, that's not what they've done here. But on the chance that THQ Nordic is actually listening to this video or seeing this video at all, I really like Red Faction Guerilla, love the series as well. Can we please get an update to the gyro controls for this game? I know that this video is about versions 1.0, and this game is still version 1.0, but I'd also like to have that little update, which would be nice, because you still technically have the whole game on the card, just one little feature would be fixed. Next is Star Wars Pinball, which also massively surprised me that it's never had an update for Nintendo Switch. What do you know, these games can be created completely and then put in a box and then sold to the public, and then we can own the complete game forever. Shocking stuff. Now throughout this list you've probably noticed there are quite a few THQ games here, and that's something that jumped out to me in a positive. If we see so far, we've had 2 DarkSiders games, the Metro games, Red Faction Guerilla, and now Star Wars Pinball. Now all these companies that make these games are owned by THQ Nordic or the Embracer Group, and it's just awesome to see that they actually strive to give us the complete game in the box. Like I said, Star Wars Pinball, version 1.0. All the tables are in there, they all play very well on Nintendo Switch. Another game that allows you to play the whole game vertically if you wish to do so, in handheld or in docked mode. I love playing these games in vertical mode because playing Pac-Man in the vertical mode is fantastic, and playing pinball games in the vertical mode seems like what you should be doing. So yes, if you are interested in pinball games, Star Wars Pinball for Nintendo Switch, the physical edition, version 1.0, no updates needed. Now finally, we're here in the last game of our list, and that is the Ninja Saviours Return of the Warriors, a game that was recommended to me in the comment section of one of my videos. So when that person commented and let me know that I might be interested in this game, I took a look and I bought the game, and what a great game this is. Very fun game. It's a side-scrolling beat-em-up, which is fantastic. Definitely something that I like, but definitely very different in the way you move the character. No running, it seems like the game is hunkered down and heavy. But as you learn to do certain moves in the game, you learn how to move around in the game environment pretty well after, and then what seemed like a heavy game now seems like a more tactical game, not just a button masher, but also it gets you to think about how to actually transit from the left hand side to the right hand side of the screen. Really like this game. Again, complete in box, version 1.0. Now that is my list of 18 games, and it's not actually 18, there are more because some of these are multi-packs, but 18 different physical boxes that you can buy for the Nintendo Switch that are still version 1.0. There might be more, but these are games that I have personally bought throughout the years, and I can confirm that are still version 1.0 as of making this video. If there are more games that are version 1.0 that you own, please let me know down in the comments. What games should I be looking at that are complete in box, no updates needed for the Nintendo Switch? So that was my list today. If you have been watching the channel as of late, may I say thank you very much for doing so. The channel's been growing massively lately, which is fantastic, and that's thanks to all of you. So let me know down in the comments, what do you think about these type of videos? Last week I done videos about codes in a box. This week I gave you this list of games that are version 1.0. Obviously both of these videos are based on video game preservation. Let me know down in the comments what you think, and let's have a discussion about it. So that's going to do it for today's video. Thank you very much again for watching. If you like what I do here, please click that like button down below. It helps out the channel a lot. And if you want to see more, please hit that subscribe button, as that is the only way this channel can grow. Now I hope you liked this video, and I hope to see you in the next one. And until then, thanks again.